Don't make me Sonic you. You guys notice something a bit different about me? Maybe it's the fact that I practically chopped off all of my hair. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing the Doctor Who, yes, this is a sonic screwdriver, the Doctor Who book tag. In honor of doing the Doctor Who book tag, I have my 10 sonic screwdriver, and it comes apart like this, and this right here is a pen. See? Look at this end's a pen. It's so cool. I love it. But I wish it made sound. But I actually got this in a set with, I don't even remember what the journal's called. I don't remember what the journal's called. But if you guys remember, his companion was Martha, and they went to the alternate universe, and he had to, or not alternate universe, but another time zone, and he had to wipe his memory of who he was to stay hidden from that one family, and he had the journal, and he wrote down all of his dreams, which ended up being like who he was before he time erased his mind, and Martha was there, and he fell in love with that girl, and if anybody who watches Doctor Who, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. I would hope. Just, we'll go with that. But that's where I got this set thing from. And then I am also wearing my Doctor Who, The Angels Have the Phone Box Doctor Who shirt, and this angel doesn't seem to come to life, even though it's a picture of a weeping angel. So, maybe it's because, I don't know, it just doesn't want to come to life. Makes me sad, but also kind of scared that sometime it's gonna come to life and teleport me to like 1980 something and kill me with time. This tag was created by Samantha at Novels and Nonsense and Sabrina Handel. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, but it's by them. Basically what this tag is it's 12 questions, one for each doctor, including Peter Capaldi's Doctor, which is 12, and the War Doctor. Starting with the First Doctor, it's your favorite first book in a series. And for this, I could have chose like 4 or 5 different books, but I thought I would go with Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. It's technically the first book in the companion series, Anna and the French Kiss, and Lola and the Boy Next Door, Isla and the Happily Ever After. But this book is so perfect. The whole series is perfect, okay? This book and Isla, I can't decide between my favorite between them. But because this is the first in the series, I chose this one. But I also could have picked Divergent. I also could have picked Shatter Me. But I chose this. The Second Doctor is your favorite sequel. And for this, I chose a book that I don't think many people have heard of, known of. I don't think many people know about this series, or I don't hear about it a lot. But it is the second book in the Beautiful Disaster series. And it is Walking Disaster. Basically, this is not really a retelling, but it's like the exact same story as the first book, but this is from Travis's point of view instead of Abby's? Yes, Abby. That's her name. I haven't read this series in a while. Probably could have chose something else from like up here, but I decided to go with this one because I haven't heard it around often. And I'm excited to read the third book. Technically, it's not in this series. It's like a companion spin-off series. It's about the male main character's younger brother. And I'm shaking the crap out of this book. But I'm excited to read that. That's going to happen soon. The Third Doctor is your favorite trilogy. And up until this year, I probably would have said Divergent, even though I didn't like the third book. Or I might have even said the Selection series, even though the second book really pissed me off because America was totally the most annoying character ever. But this year I had the delight in reading the Shatter Me series, and I absolutely fell in love. This is my top series, the top books that I've read this year. I absolutely love them. And thank you, Whitney. Again, I'm probably going to thank you every time I mention these, but thank you for convincing me through your videos to read these because, oh my gosh, my absolute favorite. I cannot think of another trilogy that compares to this. Well, maybe there will be one in the future, but I doubt it anytime soon because this was amazing. And if you haven't read it, where have you been and why haven't you read it? Because it is perfect. Fourth Doctor is a book with a colorful cover, and this literally took me so long to find one, and I'm not even sure if this is counted as a colorful cover, because when I think of colorful cover, I think of like my picture over there. I think of something like that, but I couldn't find anything like that. So I just went with something that had like a lot of tones and colors, and that's My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. It's got like greens and blues and the red brownie color of the fence and her yellow dress and his blue shirt, and that's all I could think of. So I chose this book. The Fifth Doctor is a book that features sports, and for this I am excited to show my pick, which is Whatever Life Throws at You by Julie Cross. I just finished this last month, and I didn't get to put it in my wrap-up because I was only midway through it when I filmed my wrap-up, because I did it before we moved, and now that we're moved, I finished it Halloween. I finished it on Halloween, so it's going to be in my November wrap-up. I chose this because it revolves all around sports. He, not her, he is the rookie pitcher. His name's Jason Brody, but she always calls him Brody, so I went to call him Brody. But Jason Brody is the rookie pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, and her, Annie Lucas, her dad becomes one of the coaches, and so that's how they meet. It's really good. It's not focused entirely on their relationship, but it's a big focus in the book. I'm rambling about this book, but it's really good, and it's baseball oriented, so that's a sport. Honestly, it's probably one of the only sports books that I've read. The Sixth Doctor is a book featuring a dark and powerful villain, and for this, I chose Queen Lavanna from Cinder. I just finished this book the other day. I am currently reading Scarlet with Mads and Gwen. I will link them both down below. I think once we get to Cress, which is in the mail, on its way to me in the mail. I ordered it yesterday. When we get to Cress, I know that Whitney wants to join us, so I'll link her again down below. But we were supposed to read this a couple months ago. I hit a reading slump, and Mads hit a reading slump, and Lauren got busy, and I think Gwen was the only one that actually finished it, and then Mads finished it, and then I finished it the other day, and me and Gwen started reading Scarlet. This is Cinder, but we started reading the second book, Scarlet, and I'm currently on chapter 4. Gwen's on chapter 5, last I heard. I'm not sure if Mads has actually started it yet, so it's kind of like a read-along, and maybe if we pick a book next time, or like if we start reading Cress and people want to join us, then we'll actually start a group. Who knows? It's all up in the air, and I'd be really excited if we did something like that, because I think that would be pretty cool. But back to the topic of the Sixth Doctor, I chose Queen Lavanna from Cinder because she is a badass villain, and I don't like her, but she's dark and evil, and I hate her, and so I guess it's a good thing because she's the villain. So I chose her. The Eighth Doctor is your favorite romantic novel, and I don't know how you expect me to pick just one. If I could pick a bunch, I'd probably pick this whole shelf. Like, there's Anna Bashars with the Sisterhood series, and the Anna and the French Kiss series, and then Stephanie Dalton and Becca Fitzpatrick, and Twitter stopped messaging me, and Simone Elkwas, and like this shelf right here, that's all like dystopian stuff. So this shelf right here is my YA contemporary, and so is this one down here, and it's got like Nicholas Sparks and John Green and everything, but I can't pick just one, so I'm picking the bind-up of Llewellyn McDaniel that I have, which is True Love, 3 novels. It's my 3 favorite by her, and if I could pick, like, this whole shelf, I would, like I said. I probably would have picked the Anne and the French Kiss series, just because that's, like, a go-to for me. But I decided to go with my favorite author, and it's Don't Die My Love, I'll Be Seeing You, and A Rose for Melinda. I have mentioned this countless times since I started my channel, and I absolutely love the books. I love the characters. I love what they all stand for. I mean, most of her writing is sad, and it revolves around, like, juvenile illnesses and sort of, and, like, the love that forms between that. And, I mean, I'm a sucker for those kind of books, so the one book in here, A Rose to Melinda, kind of, but not really, reminds me of Tifios. So, I mean, she's the one that got me into reading, really, so props to her. And I actually have another one of her books on the way to me. I ordered it through Book Outlet, and it's signed, and I can't believe I'm paying less than $10 for a book that's signed by my favorite author. I never thought that would happen. And that's The Year of Luminous Love. So that'll be here soon. Soon. I'm so excited for soon. But I chose the 3 books in here for the 8th Doctor. Next is The War Doctor, and that is a book you've read that you wish you could forget. Well, I have a book that I didn't finish because I hated it so much, and I wish I could forget anything I read from it, and I'm going to do a review on it, and yes, it'll be a negative review, and at first I was afraid it'll probably be one of my first reviews, but I hated it so much, and there is a lot of reasons why, and most of it, not really the writing, but more the characters and the plot. Like, the writing style is okay, I guess, maybe. I don't even really remember because I only got 180 pages in, and that was like in April. So, it was a while ago. But that is Rockaholic by C.J. Scoos. I bought this, and I thought I was going to like it. It was like, she gets to meet her favorite band. But then I got like deeper into the story and I just realized how much I hated it. And I am not willing to continue. I'm not ever going to finish this book. And I will be doing a review on it to let you know why I hated it. And it'll be an in-depth review of the 180 something pages that I did read. So watch out for that, because that'll be coming soon. The Ninth Doctor is a book that made you pick up a series again. And for this, I actually chose an adult book, and it is Entwined with You by Sylvia Day. It's the 3rd book in the Crossfire series. And I picked the series up again because it was a while between releases. Like the second one, Reflected in You, got released in, I want to say the end of 2012, and this wasn't released until May of 2013. And it's been a while, so I really don't remember what happened in these, but I remember that we are getting at least another 1 to 2 books in this series. So when I found out that this was coming out later than expected, I didn't really think I was going to get back into the series, picked it up, read the book in a day, and now I'm back into the series. But now I don't remember anything about the series, so I'm probably going to have to go back and at least read this one before the next one comes out this month. Or it might actually already be out. I'm not entirely sure. Number 10 is your favorite super hype book. And I could not choose just one book because this is a series. And I'm sure you could guess it. It is super hyped, but it is so worth the hype. Like, you read it and you just fall in love and it's like, okay, so I picked the Anna and the French Kiss series again. There's Anna, Lola, and Isla. And this series is so hyped up on BookTube. You hear about it all the time. I talk about it a lot. I know a lot of other people talk about it a lot, but it is so worth it. Like, you hear us talking about it, and there's a reason why we're talking about it. This book is literally so amazing. You just can't not read it. You have to read it. I'm sure most of you have read it, but you have to read it if you haven't. This is the best super hyped series that I've ever heard of on BookTube, and I would have never found it if it weren't for BookTube. So if you haven't read it, go read it because I'm rambling, and it is so super amazing and super hyped and super good. The 11th Doctor is your favorite childhood middle grade book, and honestly, I had a really hard time picking. It actually didn't take me long to pick up the 2 books that I'm going to show you, but it was a choice between the shelf down here below this one, which you can't see. I also read this series when I was younger, which is, you can't see part of it, but it is the 39 Clues books. I read those from like grade 6 and grade 7 and grade 8 up until grade 9, and then I stopped. There's like 20 books after the last one that I have, but it's been a while since I read them. And then after that, it's probably the ones beside it, which you also can't see, which is the Gifted series by Marilyn Kay. And those are really good. I haven't seen any new books out from that series in a while. I'm hoping there will be because I actually still really like that. It's kind of like, it's basically where all these kids, it's kind of like Shatter Me, but for middle grade kids. And it's like school, not dystopian. It's like real life mixed with Shatter Me, but like not dystopian. I couldn't pick just one book from this shelf down here for my childhood favorite because I had two that I constantly went back to and read. No matter how many books I did read when I was younger, these were the two I always came back to. The first one being Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. Absolutely loved this book. Still love this book. Haven't read it in a while. Need to reread it. But I loved it so much. And I actually even loved the movie. That was pretty cute too. The other book I wanted to show you was Mr. Popper's Penguins by Richard and Florence Atwater. And I read this book so much. So much. Probably more than Charlotte's Web. But I couldn't decide between the two. But this book used to be my all-time favorite. I've actually never seen the movie with Jim Carrey in it. I know there is a movie, but I haven't watched it. I think I like the fact that there was penguins and like drawings all through the book. This one, and this one even. I could reread these, like finish it and just start again. That's how much I love them. The 12th and final Doctor in this tag is your most anticipated release. And honestly, I can't think of anything that's coming out anytime soon that I'm like super pumped about. I'm sure there is something that I'm just not remembering right now. But I guess because it is the last question and I do need to give an answer, I'm probably going to say Zoe Suggs' new book, Girl Online, because that actually sounds really cute. Maybe even Christmas with Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. And they're both YouTubers. Like, you should know them. Anyways, they're both YouTubers, and Giovanna's book is technically like, it's a companion novel to her first book, Billy and Me, which is coming to me right now. Billy and Me and You're the One That I Want, both by her, are coming to me right now. I ordered them off Book Depository. I think there's like six books in the mail coming to me. Oh, and technically, 6 books that I bought, and then 1 book that Whitney's sending me because I am the next person to get the traveling book, which is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And I am so excited. So excited. I can't even fathom the fact that it's getting sent to me. So I guess that's the end of the tag. That was probably a really crappy last answer, but I honestly cannot think of anything new release-wise that's coming out that I'm super excited for. Question for you guys is, who is your favorite Doctor? Is it one of the older ones from the older series of Doctor Who, or is it the newer series of Doctor Who between 9, 10, 11, and now 12 with Peter Capaldi, or even the War Doctor? Maybe he's your favorite. I don't know. But comment that down below because I want to know who your favorite is. Honestly, I think my favorite is 9. I think my favorite new Doctor is 9. My favorite old Doctor probably would be number 5, which is David Tennant's wife's father, I think. I think that's how it goes. He's related to David Tennant by marriage, I think. So with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Guys, so today we're going to be This was created, I have This was created, oh my god! Really? I can't speak, and then a phone rings. Favorite romance book? How am I supposed to pick that? There are so many YA contemporaries on here that I love, and I can't pick just one. And somebody's Twitter is messaging me because Gwen just favorited my tweet. How am I supposed to pick just one romance novel to love? I can't. I literally cannot. It's not possible.